A few years ago, maybe 3 or 4, it seemed to be in vogue to do supernatural ghost stories, horror films, ranging anywhere from R to PG-13. We had films like Sinister, Insidious, and The Conjuring. Now, The Conjuring, directed by James Wan, came out in 2013, and that proved to be a pretty effective supernatural ghost story. We were told that the film was based on the true cases of the Warrens, who Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were paranormal investigators back in the 60s and 70s, and the film was based on one of their cases, and it turned out to be a pretty effective horror film. Now, I wasn't fond of the last 15 minutes or so. I'm not giving anything away, but it just seemed like a very generic possession film in the last 15 minutes or so. But everything else I rather enjoyed. It was very effective, built up the tension, and delivered some really effective scares. But in the last 15 minutes, it kind of went off the rail and just became standard fare. It proved pretty successful, and we were introduced to what would soon be, in a way, the Warren cinematic universe, where there was a spin-off film, Annabelle, and apparently there's going to be a sequel to that. And there was promise of more films based on other cases, in other Warren cases. And now here we are with The Conjuring 2, another case in the Warren case files. And this was based on a true story, which is about the Enfield poltergeist, which was in the UK. And we're told is the most investigative paranormal event in world history. Now, returning are James Wan and writers Carrie and Chad Hayes, and as the Warrens are Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. Now, you would think with all these people back in play that this should be a effective sequel just as good as the original, and you'd be wrong. The Conjuring 2 is the most generic, substandard, basic, stereotypical, kitchen sink, been there, done that, supernatural ghost story. I was shockingly disappointed in this one. It's a vast disappointment from the original, and it is, like I said, the most generic film that I would not expect from James Wan. It's almost just like he just did it for the paycheck, just threw it through the cookie cutter, threw it out there, was like, here's your sequel. Now I'm going to move on and do other things. And The Conjuring 2 is just not good. It's for a film that's supposed to be based on true events. There's so much that goes on in this film that, yeah, there is no frickin' way this is a true story. None of it. There's just no frickin' way this is a true story. I'm sorry. It just, like I said, it mines countless other films that we've seen. That literally, I was laughing at one moment saying, oh my god, that's straight out of Poltergeist. And even more still laughing, well, not verbatim, I was dying laughing because I'm like, that line is straight out of Poltergeist to The Other Side. And I was like, oh, come on. I mean, it doesn't even deliver the standard scares. It's for horror film. I wasn't like impressed with Insidious. I know a lot of people said that was scary as hell, but it didn't scare me at all. Which is exactly what I felt in The Conjuring 2. It didn't scare me at all. I was actually bored. And for a film that's about 2 hours long, it felt longer. And like I said, the events that unfold in this film are just too over the top to believe that it's true, that you lose your audience when you realize, yeah, this isn't a true story at all. This is just a load of hocus pocus mumbo jumbo, to the point where it makes the viewer, even me, question: Are these Warrens for real, or are they just a load of crap? So that's where this movie puts me at, and it's like I'm shocked and very disappointed in how this one turned out. I almost felt sorry for the actors who were in it. I mean, they were game, they did what they could with the performances, but it was just such a underwhelming piece of work. So, The Conjuring, yeah, 1.5 stars out of 5. I mean, I know the first one I think I gave maybe 3.5 stars, maybe 4 stars. I can't remember. I think I'm close to a 4. But this one's a 1.5. This is a huge step in the wrong direction, to the point where I'm thinking this could easily be the nail in the coffin in the Warren cinematic universe. And if it's to continue, I don't know how they're going to do this, because now the credibility of the Warrens and the film as a franchise are in question. So I think this might be the one that actually exercises this franchise for good. The Conjuring 2, 1.5 stars out of 5. So, If you like this review, hit that like button below. Were you looking forward to The Conjuring? Were you a fan of the original? Please let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so you can stay on top of my reviews as they come in. And so until next time, see you at the movies.